Set up. Alright, so let's get a custom game going. You want to work on Diana or Akali? I forget.
Diana.
Okay. And were you able to watch that Akali video?
Not yet. I was going to.
Okay. Alright, before we jump into the game, what are your goals for, this lesson or league, or why are you meeting with me?
Wait, repeat that last question.
Why are you meeting with me?
I guess to improve on like the laning phase and stuff like that for Diana, and just my goal is to try to get to gold, I guess.
Okay. Have there been any good matchups that you see when you play Diana, like that you feel like you can get through and do well in? Like which champions do you see? I know it's a little awkward because there's the jungler and the top laner that can influence this, but if you just see, oh, I play Diana into this and I typically win these games.
Let me see. Malzahar mostly.
Is a good matchup for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Echo.
Echo, okay.
Yasuo's, it depends.
Okay, coin flip, sure.
Do you want me to do junglers too, or no?
No, just mid laners, because we're focusing on the mid laner, so I want to make sure we get those. Any bad matchups here?
Oh, there's a lot.
Maybe recent or more meta picks or something.
I struggle against Lux.
Okay.
Like level 1 at least. And then Swain.
Oh, okay. You don't see that often, sure.
TF, but that's only TF.
Okay. That should give me enough to work with. What about Corkis, LeBlancs?
Corki's semi-annoying. I find Corki, like, it's hard to lane against him with his, like, long-ranged stuff like that.
Okay.
I haven't faced much LeBlancs, though, so.
Okay. So, because I'm going to try to play... what I typically do is I'm going to give you a good matchup, see how we do, what kind of your strengths are, see how you're pushing your leads, or if you do get a lead. Then we're going to go talk about that in a bit, and then do a bad matchup. We might do 2 bad matchups and try to improve that. And then I might flip on you where you're going to play something else and I'm going to play Diana. And I would go through what I would do in that laning phase, and it might probably be a mirror matchup of a previous time.
Okay.
So let's get started here. You're going to pick Diana. You don't need to tell me your summoner spells. I am going to let you know that I am picking Malzahar though.
Okay.
Because he's well, they changed the text, okay. He's a interesting champ. I'm gonna go make my runes. What runes have you been running with, Diana?
I've been running Electric, the Electrocute, and Sudden Impact, the Eyeball Collection, Ravenous Hunter, Triumph, and Coup de Grace.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, so Diana's kind of flexible with her build paths and masteries. Because you see that there's the Electrocute, there's some people that do the Storm Raider Surge one. What's that called? Phase Rush.
Hmm.
Yeah, you could do Fairy, you could do, or the RA, you could do a lot of different things with it. So,
You could do press the attack.
yeah. So she's pretty flexible. It all depends on the team and what you can do. I wouldn't do like press the attack if they're all range, or you only have like one, and because you're never gonna get multiple auto attacks off. I also noticed that you kind of recently swapped to Diana Nikali. You were a support main, it looked like.
Yeah, I found it's after I played so much support, I found it so boring.
Okay. That's fine. Why Ignite here?
Huh?
Why are you taking Ignite here?
Oh, I usually take like Ignite or TP.
Does Diana need Ignite to kill people?
No.
So why take it?
I guess for like level 3, because like level 3 is her semi-power spike. Well, I know level 6 is her power spike, but like she could kill a lot of things at level 3.
Sorta. Depends on if you're... Yeah. I would say it's a coin flip depending on if you're playing with better players or not. Because
Yeah, that's true.
if they see Diana and I'm any range champion, I know, alright, dodge the Q, then auto until her Q's up, essentially. Right? Because, or you'd walk into me and try to get an auto off, and then I know, alright, if I can weave attacks and abilities, I would be fine and I'd win that trade. So, Ignite is kind of a... I would say it's less consistent of a summoner spell.
Okay, so for me, I rush Rod of the Ages. I've been looking at videos and they rush Hextech Proto Belt. Yeah. Which one's like more beneficial?
So Proto Belt is what kind of just helps Diana do what she's trying to do, which is burst and assassinate people. Rod of Ages is kind of an older build with Rod of Ages Gnasher's Tooth. You don't necessarily need it. I wouldn't skip it, but really the difference is how sustained damage do you want to focus. Because Proto Belt, you're going to be doing all burst damage.
Yeah.
So if they have tanks, you probably want to do Rod of Ages. If they have like 2-3 squishies that you can just know, alright, Proto Belt in, Q, ult, with my E active, they're dead.
Okay.
Because the Proto Belt one allows her to wave clear without using her Q. So she actually gets to push waves faster than she would ever be before. I missed the minion. So, why? So you're trying to shove, which is fine. It's a little odd that you're shoving. Because what's going to happen after the shove?
Probably jungler will come in after that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yep.
So typically that's why we don't just auto push here.
Oh, so like, do you just wait till it comes to you?
No, you would match me. So if you notice that I wasn't autoing anything,
You wouldn't auto either.
you would just last hit. You wouldn't do anything.
Okay.
All right. Well, fudge that up.
Oh, fudge.
So you're actually ahead in farm. That's because I'm trying to poke you down a little bit. It's good. I would be popping a health potion though.
Yeah.
Because you know what happens at level 6, right?
Yeah.
I flash ult you, and you die. And because I've been pushing the lane, or I've been killing creeps faster than you recently, that means I can hit 6 first. And yes, that little bit of time would matter. 'Cause
Okay.
it's a game of inches. Alright, so walking in there.
Yeah, that was...
So you just walked where you shouldn't have walked. You walked into me when you shouldn't have been anywhere in there.
Oh, okay.
So you like the first 2 minutes, you were doing fine, and then you just made a misstep.
Okay,
And now this is where, if you had TP, you TP to lane, and you might be a few CS down, but not much. Nothing game breaking. But if I get a few, well, if I get too many creeps ahead of you, it's gonna be a little hard to come back from.
Yeah.
So now with that kill XP, well actually, because I backed here, and I don't know if you knew I backed.
Oh yeah, I know.
Okay. That means that you should be able to hit 6 first. And so that's what you're kind of looking into. You're going to say, alright, I'm assuming you're going Rod of Ages here? Or are you going,
yeah.
or are you going Protobelt component?
I was trying to go Crotobelt.
Okay. Okay. And you have 2 potions. Good. You don't necessarily need to be in a hurry to push the lane, because then you get in a weird spot like you are here.
Yeah.
Wow. That was weird. I don't know why those creeps moved, because I was in front of there. Alright, so you want to make sure you see what items I buy. Right?
Okay, that's it.
Because you need to check out how much damage I could do to you. Well, you're taking a toll of, alright, he bought Death Cap, he's going to have way more damage than I'm used to. Or, hey, he just bought like boots or something. Doesn't actually matter.
Yeah. That's terrible position.
And so that one, you got greedy for a CS, and I just said, oh, you're like right in front of me and not moving. I'm going to damage you. So I don't have ult or flash, but this is where I'd flash ult you, and I'd probably get a kill.
Yeah.
So that's good that you're respecting the ult range. Looks like you backed, okay. Now this is a little awkward because that means I have the potential to get level 7 before you're level 6. Depending on if you buy boots or not. And if I can push this wave or not. I'm playing garbage.
I'm totally messed up. Oops.
So right here I hit 7 and I still don't see you in lane.
Yeah,
So
I was like having a brain fart because
So this is really problematic because now I have a lot more pressure I can apply.
Yeah.
Because that 2-level lead is about 600 gold. Even just a level lead, you can think is about 300 worth of stats. If you want to put it in those terms. And so I'm totally fine with letting you push into this. Oh, if I managed.
You had no mana, so I saw.
Yeah, I should have ulted there instead of W'd. But there I was fine with letting you push into me because 1, Diana has limited escapes, and 2, I had the level lead. Well, so now I don't have a level lead, so the lane, you can kind of think the lane dynamic has reset.
Oh, okay.
Just
I have to talk to my mom really quick.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No problem. You're gonna miss a few,
Yep.
or get punished for a few. It's good, you broke my shield.
So when I'm going in, like, do I press E at the same time when I'm like engaging or no?
Yeah, that would allow you to make sure you have the shield, or essentially your damage parts of your shield, in. So good. I think the boots was a good investment, because you were able to dodge the last Q there. So that was some of it. Was I just knew you were low enough for me, and if I stunned you for 2 seconds, I was able to. The minions would have cleared and started attacking you.
Yeah. I didn't know how much like the I would do. So, yeah.
So it does 100 and 250 damage base plus some percentage health near enemies. So.
Okay.
And so it's good that you're doing a lot of things right here, where you're popping my shield, you're doing some stuff, but this has been helpful too.
Yeah, that was my fault. I messed up there.
Yeah, I made an oopsie by taking a turret shot, but in the end I still came out ahead.
Yeah, and I would have like got you there, but I didn't have my R.
Yep, because you clicked in on minion.
Yeah, I thought I got that minion with my Q, but I guess not.
Alright, are you maxing Q or W?
Maxing Q.
Okay. You might want to, or not W, E. That's the shield. Occasionally you might want to think about putting more points into E if you know you're into a high damage matchup like this.
Yeah.
Good. And you punish me for being there. Yeah, so that's my only thing. So it kind of hurts your damage, and we'll talk about this when you have maybe a more difficult matchup.
Okay.
But you're looking like you're doing fine, even though the only problem I see here is that you're a little bit behind in CS.
Yeah.
It looks like it's because you're rushing the CS wave. Meaning that you kind of throw some abilities and use your passive too often, where you clip some minions. So Diana's passive can be really nice to push turrets and push waves, but it also can hurt you because you can auto push waves if you don't manage it correctly. And what I mean by that is because it's, one, a lot of damage, And two, it's also something that you can kind of control. You can help yourself out by kind of controlling that type of thing.
I see. Okay.
Because if you just auto push and this was a game and you were standing, so like where I'm standing, I'm super gankable. I'm Malzahar without my shield. Like I'm super gankable. But when the lane gets pulled into you, gets pulled into me, that means that you're at risk now.
Yes. Okay.
And that was, you just stood too close to the minions. So you took an extra few stuff. Also, what the E max, or not E max, but a few points into E will allow you to do is your E's will kill my puppies.
Like my E will become puppies?
Your E will destroy those little voidling things.
Oh, okay.
At a certain point in the game.
Okay, I see.
So you would have won that if you didn't fight in a whole creep of waves.
Oh, and
yeah. You're fighting me with like 6 minions, 5 or 6 minions.
Yeah.
So I was like, so even though I kind of took a bad trade there, you went in at a bad time, so I got a net win out of it. And then I can get objective.
Okay. Okay, so my mom just came back from work, so it's a bit.
That's fine.
So I feel like you're going to level 12 soon, so I'll be 2 leads ahead of me, so.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm just playing with turret range,
Yeah.
right? I was just walking in and out to try to maximize my damage there. Trying's the key word there. Oh. Also with Diana, you have to think about where I want to stand relative to how your Q moves.
Okay, yeah.
Because your skill shot is one of the weirdest skill shots.
Yeah, it is. Like usually when I'm in the lane, I usually like measure where like max range or something like that. Where like right now, yeah, I could just I missed that,
but so I can just move into you because it's that circle. So you have to be aware of what the opponent's gonna try to do. Okay, I was seeing if you were gonna try to fight me again, because you shown a tendency to fight me.
yeah.
Alright. Killed my creeps, but I killed your wave. So now, even though we're pretty close score-wise, I'm quite a bit ahead because I have that extra CS.
Okay.
Now at this point, I would make sure you build some MR.
Okay.
You could have even gotten it after the first or second death and say, oh, I'm going to just sit on this mantle for a tiny bit, because eventually it's going to build into Merc Treads or something like that, where Merc Treads helps you not get silenced as long, as well as other CC that my team would have.
Like, usually I would buy Merc Trades, but, like, if it depends on the team, I would buy, like, the other boots, the Ninja Tabbies. Tabi.
That'd be fine too, but I'm just letting you know, especially into high damage mage like Malzahar. So I'm short range, but if you notice, I did almost 100 to 0 in that combo. Is it like 100, or it was like 85 to 0? So that's where a Ninja Tabi would have helped, or not a Ninja Tabi, some resistances. Also, because you're building armor, oh, all right. If I played that better, that was a kill. But that MR, if you didn't have that, what do you think happened?
I probably would have died.
Yeah, because you would have been taking like 5% more damage, and that 5% there just saved your life.
Yeah.
So that's where these kind of micro decisions, these decisions that you don't really think are necessary, are not. The timing of these decisions are important as well. Because now you know I don't have flash and ult, so you're kind of looking into a place where maybe you do something to kind of get there. Well, that's either out farming me or getting onto me. It's one of those two options. But right now I'm taking you too low, so I wouldn't do the fighting me part.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, so with a 70 CS lead and 2 kill lead, and I'm on your third turret, it means I can probably do whatever I want. Like that. So that was not respecting my damage output relative to the game time. And what items you had. Because I have 70 or so CS ahead of you, that is like 6 more kills. So you see this 5-2 Malzahar or 4-2 Malzahar, he's actually more like a 10-2 Malzahar.
Oh, okay.
With the XP lead I have, plus the gold, the extra gold from CS. And so this is, so we can exit out of this, because at this point the train has come off the tracks, and I'm just a giant Malzahar that can just go kill your team.
Yeah.
So, and all this stemmed from 2 misplays you had in the laning phase. One was walking into me when you shouldn't have. You had no business to walk into me. I think you were clicking a CS. That's what it looked like your avatar was doing. And then you got a return kill, and then
Okay.
Alright, sorry, hold on.
Okay.
Shh. Alright. Maya, stop! You're fine. Alright, so we're gonna do another one, and this time I'm gonna play one of those hard matchups that you said.
Okay.
Maya! Stop! Go to sleep. And we're gonna keep the same sides and see how this goes. Do you have a preference? Do you see more Luxes? Do you see many Swains?
I saw like I only saw one Lux, and I saw a couple Swains. Also, Caston. I don't like playing against Caston either, but I think
Okay.
that's when I was playing Macaulay. So
Okay. Alright, we'll go Swain then. Now, if you see Swain, and you have a rough matchup, you might think, alright, I want TP for that, but I also need Ignite to kill him early. But do you really want to kill him early? That's your trade-off. Where you have to think, okay, how am I gonna play this lane out? Do I play for the kill early game, or do I play to be impactful and not get too far down?
I guess more impactful for.
And that's really just a player preference. I think
Okay.
Diana needs TP because she has a bit of a weaker laning phase.
Yeah.
I mean, and Swain is a lane bully, so I could go Swain with TP, but I also want Ignite for that kill pressure. So Ignite typically just means you have kill pressure in lane. TP, you're playing either a little passively, because Diana, in all honesty, isn't a full champion until level 6. That's where you come online and start actually becoming a real champion. Of course, those 1 through 5 kills, levels 1 through 5, are great. They're wonderful, but they don't happen often. When you're actually a champion and when you fully come online, you're level 6.
Okay.
Now, getting there is the hard part. If I kill you, let's say level 3, and you have to walk back and you're 3 and I'm 5, so that means if I'm 6, you're 4, and I just keep a 2-level advantage on you that early into the game, you've lost the game.
Yeah.
All because of one mess up in early phase. And that could be, we had a cheese jungle, like something weird happens, bot lane roamed mid and killed you. Whatever happens in these games, you gotta kind of place your bets on consistency.
Because like for me, like whenever I'm playing Diana, I get a early death because the jungler comes in or something like that.
Alright, and that's probably because you're not thinking about the passive and how it impacts the lane. Because when you get that third auto, a lot of times if you want to not push the lane, you have to actually not auto it.
Okay, so like cancel the passive.
Yeah, well, where you would just not auto that. You would wait to auto until your passive is down. If you are wanting to push, then that'd be fine. And that's really up to you. In this first case, when you throw a W out, you push the lane because you start damaging my creeps more than I damage my creeps. So Swain's, if I put my Q correctly just onto you, that will make it so it doesn't push. If my Q hits some minions, it will push relative to your auto attacks, implying that I auto attack and you auto attack. Right? So essentially, when we get our minions to collide, we kind of meet up and say, all right, this is how we're going to play the lane. And that's where you start seeing people either start throwing abilities out to see players' reactions, or just CS, like either just push or auto, or see what they're going to do.
So like right now you're autoing, so
Yeah. And so
So like right now the lane's in a weird.
Because I'm so by autoing you, I actually get to pull minion aggro. So notice how they start running to me. And so that means my minions reset. They stop attacking and they go attack something else.
Yeah.
And that's where
I think
it's a little awkward. And so right now, I am just trying to deny you some creeps by kind of walking in between my creeps and saying, no, you can't actually go just last hit that creep.
yeah. So like I have to farm with my Q now.
And guess what your Q does? Kills more minions than you want to, or can occasion, right? But look, you got a nice fat wave, and so now I'm gonna get pushed in. I would have definitely flashed the W. You were a little too low. So part of this is not knowing Swain's output, damage output, or damage potential. But notice that you will collect a wave off of this.
Yeah.
I would definitely not try to go all in on me because I still have 4 creeps, and this early into the game they do a lot. You could try to, but it's a... If you mess up there, then you really get screwed, and you don't. Then you almost automatically lose the lane.
Okay.
Now, I haven't backed yet, so we're actually still on even footing. So what happens is, not much has changed. You actually just move slightly faster. That's all that happens so far.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh.
That cannon minion hits you for 43 every time it hits you. The casters hit you for 26, so you were taking 86 damage extra, and you probably took 2 hits. So you probably took 160 damage or so from creeps. So that was totally avoidable. And now I'm 6 and you're 4. I have 13 CS on you, so that's almost like another kill. So right now I'm 3-0. Or in your mind you can think I'm 3-0.
Okay.
So do we fight people that are 3-0 just willy-nilly? We typically won't. We definitely want to play this to survive the laning phase now instead of being able to win the laning phase.
So like when your laner's ahead, would you like roam to get free kills or?
Depends on the champ. So if I'm playing someone kind of farm centric like Anivia, I typically gonna just take either their wraiths or my jungle camp. So the thing that's close to me. So the chickens or my chickens or their chickens. I might go grab Scuttle because that's getting 2 things accomplished. That's getting me out of lane. So kind of eliminates the kill pressure that he has on me. 2, getting vision for the team. And depends on the jungler. If it's a tanky jungler, they typically take Scuttle so slow that it's not cost efficient or time efficient. So
like usually I would get Scuttle and I mean not Scuttle, chickens during like when I'm like behind or something.
Yep. It all depends on the lane though. So if I'm freezing on you, totally do it. If I'm just pushing waves into you, that means you probably don't want to just walk out because you're going to be missing minion XP and possible gold that's arriving at your turret.
Yeah. Wow, I did not mean to move forward. That was weird.
Yep. Well, and I can just throw my E onto you, so under tower, and that just kind of is extra harass. At this point, you really don't want to coordinate a gank. Well, so you kind of do, you kind of don't. So why you kind of want to is to kill me. But it doesn't take the pressure off. Because I can just, even if I die now, I can come back to lane and still go do this.
Yeah, okay.
And I know you really want that cannon creep, so I'm just going to throw spells at you. Put that pressure onto you. And say I don't actually want you to farm these. And then I see, alright, you took enough damage, I can go in.
I see. Okay.
And so one thing is learning how to lane on your champion, and also learning what they're trying to do. Because if you can stop them from doing what they want to do, you can make them inherently weaker. So if you notice, Swain just kind of wants to get you down and then throw all his spells at you. And really the big thing is the W. Because the Q you can just typically walk out of.
Yeah.
So I don't really have a good back. I'm just kind of buying whatever items, because we're in bronze 2 or silver 1, whatever, and people aren't buying the right items. So,
Because, like, for me, I would rush Rod of Ages, then either Merc Treads if I need it, or some type of boots.
you mean right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't have Merc Treads right now, but, like...
Yeah. So I think Merc Treads is good because you don't want the W to last long. Or that's my snare. You don't want that. You want that to not happen. All right. Your pathing's a little weird.
Yeah.
What were you doing up there? Like,
like... I guess I was just trying to get speed.
This doesn't accomplish anything. It doesn't even get you into a good position to go Q. Do you see what I mean? Like, so you're not thinking, all right, how do I get all the minions I can in this lane? Even though this guy's putting a lot of pressure on me, and I'm just not getting gold, because what I'm doing is choking your resources.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I don't let you get an item until 20 minutes in, you're gonna all in like my support, and they're gonna laugh at you. And that makes you, because I know what Diana's trying to do, she's trying to just go assassinate one champion while disrupting some others.
Yeah.
And hope in the best case scenario, she just QRE them and she can reset. That's best in case. So at this point, you need to farm something other than mid lane, or sorry, in addition to. But you kind of want to not be in this lane where I can just poke you. And the fun thing about chickens is if you're there, you can also soak mid lane XP. So if you are where I put my ward, or you didn't see that, if you were right at the end, you can soak.
Like right here.
Yeah. So if you move into chicken camp, so if you're doing it, and you see that your wave is coming in, sure you might be losing a bit of gold, but you will get XP. And right now, I'm starving you XP, I'm starving you gold. So you got to get something up. You got to get kind of cut your losses somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh. Still got it. All right. So I'm assuming you're at wolves. Yep. And That's fine. Sure, your jungler's gonna hate you, but they don't matter.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my. Yep. So right now you're just trying to farm as much as you can. Whatever you can. You're gonna sort of like, you're gonna go to yard sales. Don't ever back in front of me though.
Okay.
Because that gives me, even I would gladly take a turret shot to make you stop backing. So then when my minions come in, I can go kill you. So it's essentially saying, alright, if you show me, I take a turret shot and then I go kill you. Can I take this turret shot? Sure. And now you're going to see that I can just go kill you.
Okay.
All because you recalled in front of me. I stopped your back, and now you're like, alright, now do I CS this wave or back? Well, if I back, he takes the tower. If I stay, I might die, and I still lose the tower.
Yeah.
So in that case, you should have just backed still.
Okay.
You always want to back without vision. So League of Legends is kind of a cognitive game where you have to think about everything as information. If you give me, thus my whole team, information that Diana is essentially off the map for, let's say, 20 seconds, I can go walk down bot lane and go get a double kill. I can go do whatever I need to for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, think about your positioning though. And this is why Swain can get really oppressive. You walked into lane, and I push the lane and kill you.
I don't know how long his like R does. How long it is.
How long? Okay, so his R is a toggle, so it drains 5 mana each second. So I essentially, you have to look at my mana pool, and it damages you for every second.
Okay.
So
that's
that's why I move in and out. So if you notice, I move in and out with you, and I cast my spells. It looks kind of willy-nilly, but it's because I'm trying to weave my R damage into you rather than just minions.
Okay.
Alright,
Yeah.
but here, you're standing in front of creeps. And, well, I'm out of mana. You missed that. Alright. You have to shut down. But what I was trying to say is you're standing in creeps. So I know exactly where to throw my Q. Because you were walking right in between them. So I just know exactly where to do my Q. So you there were just too predictable.
Yeah.
And that's just another thing with information. If I know exactly where my opponent's going or where I can go make him go, then I have control over him. So if I throw my Q and my W out at the same time, you have a hard place. You're going to either take a damage or get snared and possibly take damage.
Okay.
And we can do this. I'll show you with probably minions, where you're trying to overlap stuff. Because you know if a Swain's walking into you, what is he trying to do? He's trying to land something. But here, so if I know that you're in between your minions and your casters, right? I'm going to throw it like this. So you see how the circles overlapped?
Yeah.
And so either you have to move in or out. There's a course you can outplay it, but that's essentially here. Well, walking into a wall, do you see where my bird is? Well, now I've cut off half the lane for you.
Okay, so I have to like go across. So like right here is a good idea.
Well, but even here, I throw it, and now this actually is decent for for Diana because your Q passes my Q.
Yeah.
But if you were someone else, so now if you go walk up to these creeps, I drop this down, and so that's what I like, that you ulted and got out fast, because if you just autoed them, you're gonna take a lot more damage.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. See how I made you recall? Sorry, I can't speak. I declined your recall by just taking a turret shot, so that wasted about 10 seconds of your time.
Okay.
And all for the low price of a turret shot, which I'm fine with. Because now I'm going to go take this turret from you.
Yeah.
And so some of these concepts I'm talking about are not, they're just mid lane concepts, and they're not Diana focused, right? This whole recalling issue is not a Diana only situation.
Okay.
And so now at this point I can go take your inhib, or I can go affect the rest of the map, right? After the second tier, I have a lot of leeway here. Just to note, if I do cancel my ult, you have about a 15 to 20 second window based off of cooldown reduction to go in on him.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it has like essentially a recharge time. So I'm gonna ward here. Oh, I see you want to ward. I see that you want to do that. I'm saying no. No. Actually, I don't think you want to. So notice how I positioned my W. If you were going to walk in there, you were either going to snare or you were going to walk back. So you got to think, alright, so if I know, well, Diana's just hugging this bottom side, so I'm just going to throw all my abilities on the bottom side. Which I was able to land because you showed me a tendency, and so I could exploit that. So that's where you need to kind of be random. Well,
okay,
so if you know I'm gonna throw my abilities on the bottom side, we'll start moving to the top side. Because if you're over here, up here, you can still land a Q ult into me, and if I take turret aggro because of that, you can definitely do that. You can definitely outplay that.
Yeah.
Alright, so we can exit out of this. I think we've gotten the point of how oppressive those early games can be.
Yeah.
Alright, Kier, I want you... do you have another mid laner that you're comfortable with? Or comfortable playing as, so I can play Diana? Because as if we're ranking, we'll never see a Diana versus Diana matchup.
Yeah.
So I want to have you pick another mid laner, and I'll play Diana, and I want to show you some of the things I'm talking about.
Okay.
And so, did you get my invite?
Yeah, just wait, it's still going through.
Okay. Alright. So, where are we? Diana. I'm going to take that, and let's take that. Alright, that's fine. I think that's better for, well, I know this is my Anivia page, but that will be fine for me. So if you do take a different mastery than Electrocute, you could take Ignite. And that's where it gets a little complicated and preferential.
Yeah.
You could say, alright, well, I don't like TP, I don't use it effectively, let me take Ignite, but I'm going to swap to a different thing. Or you could keep it, but you just need to know that you're playing a risk and a reward, a really high risk setup.
Okay. So I see a lot of Diana players run like Dark Valkyrie, does the skin matter? Like ribbon skin or something like that? Does it matter or no?
I don't know of any cases where it matters.
Okay.
Yeah. I think maybe. I think the W's might be a little harder to see in this skin, but that's really all.
Okay.
But really, the W isn't too bad. All right. So what I'm thinking, I'm loading into my solo queue game, and I'm seeing I'm against an Echo. I'm thinking, all right, we're both melee. Echo has that annoying Q thing that has a really long range, just like my Q, but it's a little easier to push the wave with. All right. He also has his little dash and his shield. So he's actually very similar to Diana, but a little less linear.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, all right, I feel comfortable with just a Doran's ring. Maybe into a Corgi, I do Doran's shield, because
Okay,
I know, or because you can still go there. The mana per 5 or mana regen plus the restore mana per kill, that doesn't matter if you're dead. If you die at level 3 or 4, doesn't matter how much mana you gained. You just lost. So that's where making those kind of decisions based off of your matchup is more important.
I see. Okay.
And just because you see some higher rated players say, alright, we always just start Doran's Ring, or guides on the internet just start Doran's Ring. That's great unless you have some other condition. And another condition would be, oh, I'm against a Corki, which I know is going to just auto attack me, so I need that. Or I'm into a Zed, so I'm going to actually start cloth armor potions, something like that. Alright, so and since they gave Diana mana regen or mana refund on her passive, that's actually really helpful. So I'm noticing, so you're pushing the wave. I'm saying, alright, you're actually hard pushing it. So that means I'm allowed to hard push. And because you started it, I will get this. And notice what happened with your hard push. You missed 2 creeps.
Yeah.
All because I just stood there and let you hard push. Oh, see, I missed 1 creep because of that Q damage, QW damage. All right.
Oh wait, whoops! I accidentally auto-muted.
All right. So I decided, all right, that creep was not worth taking that extra poke from you.
Yeah.
That's really all that trade is. So one thing for Diana, I take biscuits, the thing that delivers biscuits to me, because it helps me get through the laning phase.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
And notice what I just did there.
You got 1.
Yep, I just hit 1, because otherwise that last minion might have been at a health that I wasn't able to last hit at.
Yeah. And then you would have lost it. Like I lost both those.
So it's just being very. Oh, I missed that still.
Yeah.
And so your wave is looking a little less healthy. Or my wave is. Got them all backwards today. So I'm at I'm kind of at a small CS advantage, but I'm also at a nice thing. Well, now I'm at a really nice thing because now my wave's pushing into me, so that means I'm safe. I mean, relatively safe, unless they have some jungler, and your jungler's gonna go feed me a kill.
Yeah.
Right? You hate that when your jungler comes gank. So one thing when we are in a real game, you want to make sure you ping your jungler, especially if a new wave just arrived. So too many times you'll see junglers that go in right when the wave arrives, just like here.
Just like make it when it's meets together.
Yeah, so like if they ganked you and I have 4 minions that I could be farming, why am I why I could just be farming this wave and get guarantee gold when I don't want to have a level 3 Gragas diving with me. Like, I'm not even online yet, so now the CS lead has just gotten bigger, if you notice, and that's just because I'm playing this lane a little bit more patiently.
Oh wait, I missed my cue.
And so you didn't respect minion damage. That's in my potions. I had a potion advantage because I had extra potions and I had my.
Oh. I didn't see that you turned 6. I would have backed fully.
But the big thing was fighting with me with a potion disadvantage.
Okay.
Because again, I had my little mana biscuits, the ones that delivered to me, like Uber Eats. I mean, they pretty much just got Uber Eats for Diana, and so now I get that. So I got kind of a cheese kill there because I hit level 6 before you did, and that's where I could have picked a fight, and I throw a Q out, and you're like, all right, I'm fighting you, I'm winning. I throw a Q out, I knock a minion down, and then you, then I level up, and then I ult you.
Yeah.
So that would be you. I think you were trying to do that, but you weren't accounting for minion damage there. So I'm deciding to walk back. So you're taking the damage because I'm saying, all right, I'm pretty good. I'm at 12 CS lead. I could have TP'd. I honestly forgot I took TV on here, but yeah, you would want to use your TP a little bit more beneficial there. Okay, so again, you're giving me all this freedom. Alright, so I'm saying, alright, I'm gonna take that extra like 100 damage and keep the wave kind of stalling. And so if you notice, your passive won't stack because it needs to be consecutive autos. So if I auto once and just let the passive fall off, I won't be here. So here, I'm actually going to use my shield so I don't take too much damage. And I have essentially frozen this on you.
Okay. I see.
And so now I have my 2 autos. And I stop attacking because I want it to fall off. Otherwise, I can break this. If you just start throwing abilities out like you are, I can go throw abilities out. Right? I still have 3. Oh, missed that. Oh, missed that as well. So minions have matched up. Because this cannon minion's alive, it's going to be really easy to freeze. Because that's going to apply a lot of pressure to my And this isn't really even a good freeze. It's a little hard to do in mid lane, but alright, good. You eventually broke the freeze, right? Eventually hitting it. So I was okay with letting my ult go, not getting that reset, because I didn't want to overcommit there. And I see, alright, I have biscuit advantage again. Oh, good. He dodged that. I also have magical boots. I don't know. I like the inspiration tree more. Alright, you just are backing in.
Oh, sure. I was trying to press E instead of W.
Okay. So there, I could have definitely played that better. Like you were saying, you pressed the wrong button. That happens to all of us. But it should happen less often.
Okay.
Right? Because that's the whole thing about climbing is everyone makes these occasional mistakes. Even Faker occasionally will do a bad flash, like a incorrect flash, so he dies or whatever, and we all do it. It's just at what rate do we do it at?
Like for me, when I'm trying to do a combo and I know that I could kill him, I like press EQ without pressing my R, and that makes me waste the timing.
Oh, okay. So that tells me, oh, jungler gank him now. He doesn't have a shield.
Yeah.
Alright, and now jungler gank, and you're gone.
That was weird. I lagged there.
Good. So, if my jungler was any better, no. But you could see the predicament that led you in, right? If this was that had an Udyr behind it or something. And so that was just me knowing the damage output, and you played that pretty well with doing your little wall hop, but you also don't have ult anymore. So I'm looking to capitalize on that. I got my my Uber Eats in there. Alright, so I hear the little noise.
Oh, I should not fight.
Yep.
That's so bad on me.
Because, I mean, so if it was like a second or two up, you could have kind of cheesed me and said, alright, I'm going to go in right before my ult's up, so she doesn't see the little clone up here.
Yeah.
But I think you juked yourself there.
Yeah, I should have waited till my ult was up and then did it, so.
So one thing with Diana here is I'm right next to the turret, so my passive procs. And I do this just out of habit for inhibs, because you can do the same thing to inhibs. And then there I already shoved a wave. So that was a QE proto belt.
Yeah.
And so occasionally that would have meant I had to go do a bunch more auto attacks. And that is problematic.
Oh, okay. I was gonna get chickens, but okay.
Nice.
I canceled the auto there.
Yep. And I just ran out of mana, so good.
Yeah.
So you capitalized on my mistake there. I'm going kind of for a one-shot build. So you could go Liandra's Torment, you could go Lichbane, second item, you could go Zhonya's, you could go Luden's Echo. It all depends on what you're trying to do and where the game is at.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm, in this case, going Lichbane. I like it because of the tower pressure it provides, as well as the burst it provides, but Liandra's Torment gives you Magic Pen. If you notice, I don't have any Magic Pen, so your resistances are pretty strong right now. But if I had Liandra's Torment and Sork Boots, we would have, I'd be doing a lot more damage to you. But that was good to go try to farm the chickens, because right now you're still just playing catch-up for the CS.
Yeah. So, like, what if there was, like, when there's no, like...
Nothing to farm.
Monster? Yeah. Do I gank?
Because you have TP, you could try to gank, but you could also sit in a side wave.
I see.
Right? Because if you're Diana and your team plays ARAM, which a lot of people do, they're all, like 4 or 5 of them are in mid lane. Diana's great on the side lane because of her tower taking ability. Because they say, alright, because now, so let's say now if I go push out my lane, and now I'm going to go pressure something else. Well, this puts you into something. And you just found Scuttle, so you know where I'm going. But now this tells you have to respond to either push the wave to my tower, or you have to come over here while my wave comes up.
Oh.
So this is where
TP comes in hand, I'm guessing.
Yep, because now I could either TP to a fight that breaks out, TP to mid lane, do a bunch of different things if I needed to. Well, at this case, I'm just going to go take bot turret and kind of hang out and see what happens. So now the onus is on you. Alright, you could go collect that farm. I'm going to go mid lane. I'm going to push that out, and then I'm going to go top lane. And so if you see, I'm avoiding your fighting, but this would be what you're trying to do as well, and or at least on a Diana. Echo's a little different, but Echo still has a pretty decent tower taking ability.
Yeah.
And so now, yes, 4 of my group is mid lane, and I'm saying, alright, you guys are bonobos. I am going to go actually go get gold on the map, because these turrets are worth a bunch of CS. So I'm going to go get these objectives.
Okay. So, like, I would push in middle, then go top.
Yeah, or push in bot if they were close to the turret. Yeah, as long as it's safe. Because in this case, if you have some wards, or you see them warding, or you see 3 heads on the map, and you saw 2 of them recall, you know, you don't necessarily know where they're going, but you can kind of predict that they might come respond to you. Another thing with Protobelt, it helps you push these waves faster. So that means you're out of sight, thus out of information range. And so now I can go collect information. Well, hey, this is what information does for me. It can go pressure you. Now, thanks for getting this, leashing my jungle for me. And so you got caught up a little bit, but you're still about 50 CS behind, and I haven't even threatened to kill you here. But at that chickens, I walk in here and you're giving me respect because I've killed you a few times. If I never killed you, you would probably try to fight me.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing you need to watch out is gotta look at my items and if I was 0-0 Diana, if I had a score of 0-0 but I had 180 farm, maybe even 200 farm, and I walk up to you in this case, you need to think, alright, this person has about 2 items and I have about 1. I've finished 1. Will I win? Probably not, unless she screws up or I outplay somehow. Alright, so now, look, my bot lane's pushing, my mid lane met, and now I can go. Yep, now I'm saying, nope, you actually don't get to respond here.
Yeah, I see.
And this is all within, well, of course this is a 1v1, so the game gets a little bit of accelerated. But now, alright, I take this thing, I know Echo doesn't have ult, so I can go fight him, I can actually kill him if he shows up. So now I'm going to go threaten this part. Alright, so Echo shows up, and let's say it was Echo and Udyr and Udyr's mom and everything. So now I'm going to go push a lane, and then, well, you see my TP.
Yeah.
So now you know, alright, well, I need to go push this lane out, but I also have to go deal with top lane. Right?
So,
Because you know I could take a turret in about 8 seconds.
yeah, that's true.
Well, will you get here in about 8 seconds? Maybe. I think probably with your boots, probably about 5. So I'm going to get a few hits on this. And now this is where, if I respect you enough, I will I won't care. If I respect your damage, I would recall. Alright. And so now I say, alright, I burnt his ult, burnt his flash. I'm all good here.
That's true, yeah.
Right? And now, because I've gotten turrets and I got wave after wave, while you were playing catch up the whole time, I'm able to just keep my pressure up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really garbage back. Alright. I guess I'll keep though. And so now, this is where you're going to see the power of CS come in. Now I have 3 items, you're still working on your second item. I have 3 finished. I could have bought boots if I waited a little bit. But now I get to accelerate my lead even more.
Let's see.
And this all stems from going even in lane. Well, in our case, I went a little ahead of you, but this could all still happen if you never died and never killed me in lane. Right? If I was 0-0, I could still do this, because I know with enough farm, I will be able to get all these items.
Yeah.
Because if you just notice, well, now you're farming up a storm as well, but I'm still holding about 50 CS over you. Well, how many kills is this? Is 50 CS?
Like 2 or 3, something like that.
Yeah.
I remember.
Closer to 3.
Yeah.
It's about. Alright, you have your ult, that's cool.
You could just poke right now.
Yep. Oh, right, and I actually force you out of turret range. Right? So because I'm trying to say, all right, I need this guy to leave me alone for just a second, so then I can go take it. Even though I might die here, I open the inhib up for whoever wants to deal with it.
Yeah.
And now, if you're in solo queue, you have bottom that is threatened as well as top just because of minions, and mid because of whoever. Now that I see that you go top, I was hanging back and just waiting for you to see what choice you made. Oh, I failed there. Oh. Oh, I messed that up. But notice I ult really quickly, so it's almost undodgeable.
Yes.
So the only hesitation there is sometimes your ult's gonna come on to cooldown because it doesn't. I actually ult before I queued, and sometimes it's going to proc it.
Yeah, I've been doing that during solo queue where I just throw my Q then R.
Ooh, that was a good dodge. I don't even know if you meant to dodge it. Okay. So now, and this is where, as a mid laner, you usually want to take leadership and say, alright, I'm not getting much off of mid lane, alright, let me go to another lane.
Yeah.
Even if maybe this becomes a 3v4, because you're playing Diana, and you have power, turret power let's try that again. Turret pressure, you have a chance to go threaten them. So now that means they're fed 80 carry or someone has to go deal with you. Occasionally it's going to be 2 people, but 2 people you're going to say, alright, I don't actually want to fight this. I'm going to just go kind of back and recall or go farm their camps if it's safe.
Okay,
Now that,
yeah.
and then this is where it's just becoming a splitting headache of decisions, because now you're saying, alright, do I go defend this turret or do I let my Nexus turrets go? Because this Diana is just able to chunk my...
Oh wait, I accidentally pressed R.
Oh, good. But at this point, it's a little too late, right? Because I got inhib, and now I can probably just walk up and kill that turret.
Basically, yeah.
But that was pretty good to recognize that you could kill me there. So that's good. But some of your other decision making is, and it looks like you're fumbling a little bit on your keyboard.
What do you mean?
You keep saying, "Oh, I didn't mean to press this. I didn't mean to press this." So,
I was hoping my R range was closer.
Oh, to do the damage. Okay.
Yeah, that was my plan.
Okay. And so now mid lane is pressured, and you see that I'm coming up. Guess where I'm gonna go? I'm gonna go top because mid lane is already threatening you. Right?
Okay, so basically split pushing, sort of.
Yeah. Well, in this case, because it's a 1v1, it is split, but now I'm saying, alright, Echo's not responding. So Diana has the choice of being an assassin in a team fight or a split pusher.
Okay.
And it kind of depends on what you build. Yeah, I don't think you want to do that. Yeah. Alright. And now I can just win this game. So we can go ahead and exit off of that.
Okay. After this, I have to eat.
That's fine. So, really to recap here. Farm is huge. Recently you've been doing better in farming, but you could definitely get higher.
Yeah.
You had a 15-minute game. That's great, dude. Yeah, but because of these are kind of quick games, you need to get really good at farming in the early game. right? Because
Yeah.
you should be at 20-30 minutes closer to 250 CS, depending on that. I know occasionally they'll play ARAM, and that's where you need to just say, oh, I still need my items, because items will get me to the point where I need to be in a team fight or in split push.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
Any questions here?
Mm,
I know we went
for
through
like
a lot.
the questions on like runes and stuff like that. Like, so like I've been like trying some runes out. I tried the ultimate hat. Would that be like good on Diana or
I would say
no?
it's pretty good because of the how often you're going to be using your ult. I think
Yeah.
that game I had ultimate hat, and because if you get Proto Belt, Zonias, and maybe Morellonomicon, that's max CDR. If you get Proto Belt Zonias, that's 20%. Ultimate hat essentially gives you another 10% or so.
Yeah.
So that's 30%, so that means your ult's on like a 10 to 12 second cooldown. Well, that's really easy to like if you fumble it, you walk away and then you have it back again. So it doesn't actually matter.
Okay.
And so that's why we don't like 40%, we don't need to have 40% cooldown reduction, but we want to have some, and ultimate hat would definitely be important for that.
And would you like run phase rush or like for like a quick poke? Like,
So phase rush is if you want to get in and out. So essentially you would have to get really good with landing your QER combo and then walking away, because you throw a bunch of things and then they can't chase you. It's really nice because of the slow reduction. It's like a 70 or 80% slow reduction. So if you see like that's the majority of their CC, I could say try phase rush in there. I would give it a try. Give it a try in like a normal and see how that feels. You're gonna feel like you do a little less damage, but the survivability it can provide is important. I know it's not the best mastery right now, but it has potential to be for Diana, to be a pretty good mastery. Transcendence would be a nice CDR thing because you get 10% CDR at level 10. So again, we would hit 40% CDR really with no problem.
okay.
The other two are a little awkward in there. Scorch would be a good idea. Gathering Storm would also be good because you could do AD or AP. Well, getting AP for free is nice, but also Scorch allows you to kind of have a little bit more poke. And I think Inspiration is going to be your best bet because this magical footwear, you essentially say, I'm not going to go buy boots because at 10 minutes I'm going to go ahead and get boots for free. So this, think of it as a 400 or 300 gold investment that also gives you, so it's actually a 350 gold investment because it reduces your boots cost. And the biscuit delivery is nice. You could do perfect timing as well. If you see that it's a Zed and you know, oh, level 6, I won't have a Zonias yet, so let me do that.
Okay,
And you could do futures market or something. I think Inspiration's a lot better for those people that have a weak laning phase. Diana's, Anivia's, even a Kali in some cases.
Okay, well, thanks.
Alright, thank you. And if you could, when you get back, go ahead and do the LOL coaching stuff for me. Rate me and all that. And
I will.
When you do that, you could go ahead and schedule another lesson. Try to do it a few days afterwards so we can